Good afternoon, fellow Ambazonians. This one is a special communique, a special edition for our communication department. I would still like to call them a podcast, a special edition for a podcast. And I will start by saying that every Ambazonian soldier is not fighting for themselves. You are fighting for the country. It goes the same for every Ambazonian official, activist, or leader. You do your actions, your activity now for the country, and we all be accountable to our population. The population, our equilibrium, as we say. Without the population, our job is useless. We are there for the population. It is not the population which is there for us. We are fighting for the land, and we put it as priority and not the people, as General Efang will always say. Today, ladies and gentlemen, our community then be aggrieved, and we don't get a lot of call where they come out for Bali and for our people then for Akum. 2 Ambazonian civilians that then be killed for they place them as a result of Ambazonian fire. This is an AMBA to AMBA issue, an internal house issue where we must face them head on. Unfortunately, at this moment of this communication, I never be able to receive feedback from the general the way they be involved, but I will handle them less nevertheless, because it's a public issue, a public interest, and it is spread like wildfire within our community. So not the issue for one power where they don't kill them for inside Akum, where he come for Canberry, Mami, and then they don't kill some other person for inside Bali as well. And the issue na say our soldier them, Ambazonian freedom fighter, then come for that they place them due to the money where they collect them. When person the one bury person, they end up for kill the people then for those incident. I go play the interviews and when I go hear. But I want to first stress for our people then say the Ambazonian Defense Forces would then put out a code of conduct where it could help all Ambazonian forces, because the main problem will get them. And I say some forces then where they not get a command and control structure, they not get institutions and where you get checks and balance and code them where they live by, where it be enforceable over them. So soldiers in their good intention for be able to raise funds, they use method them way it could be counterproductive for the effort where they try to do them for fight for free our people. The issue for take money when the one bury person, the ADF it ban them as a tax. We cannot collect money from people who are mourning, but we maintain say our soldier them they fit approach family the way they want to bury and make them willingly make a donation. But it no go be na a order, because order means if you no pay money they go deny me, you no bury them. So no soldier no get right for talking me they no bury person if money no dey. It be depend on the free will of those family them for support soldier them. And in particularly if you are an Ambazonian where you are working abroad or out of the country, maybe in Yaoundé or abroad in Yaoundé or Douala, make sure you do your civic duty to support the fighting, the armed resistance against Cameroon, because those boys are fighting for you, whether you like it or not, and you have a responsibility to support them. Don't wait until your family member dies and you come back to the village and people start asking you if you are supporting or not. This is not acceptable as well, as much as we stand for talk about the excesses and where it happened due to lack of command and control, and a court would also want for caution our population media noticing that their civic duty for make sure they pay for the fighting where they go on in their name and for their interests. So first we go for the 2 phone call, then we'll then get them, we'll then put them for record amongst the various communication we'll then get them with our people there for ground zero for play out the things that will happen. The first one it will be now for Bali.
AM.
Hey, couple. Yeah, this is Gibson. I was trying to reach you on WhatsApp, but appear, probably I don't know what time's over there. Maybe it's late at night. Yeah, if you have time, please can you reach back to me? I probably want that we should have a discussion of what is currently going down there. Just lost one of my relatives, mother from one of my mother's cousin on the way driving from Baminda to Bat, where they said that some information I'm collecting from the ground that their car was stopped by the Bali boys of Buffalo, and because they refused to give money, they fired at the car yesterday, and we lost our relative that bullet. So also have a discussion on this. I think these people are really crying down in I mean, there are a lot of people from my community back in the village of the harassment that the Bali people are giving them. The question I want to ask is, the Bali people, how many do the people of Songwa put wrong?
To delete and listen to next message, press 7.
So now we don't get a lot of call for this particular case. Unfortunately, our forces in for Bali, they never yet reply from our inquiry, but we'll not wait because it's a public issue. Once we hear from them, we will make sure so we communicate for the general public their side of the story. And we caution our fighters and all Ambazonian fighters, some principle they way with the preach and the day for our code of conduct when are the principle of proportionality. The use of firepower for self-defense and to defend our territorial integrity must be used with proportional principle. That means say you know if you use live bullet in a situation where if you avoid them. No matter the circumstances, soldier no fit shoot motor with gun simply because the motor deny for pay money as the person did talk am. Because once you do La Republic they exploit them. For this case, we already see how La Republic, their propaganda machine, they go always try to exploit things even when things are not there. But the facts of the CC they use this example for Facebook and for social media for recruit blacklegs and traitors them for deceive our people them the show we say we need to avoid these circumstances. If any Ambazonian forces then set up roadblock, it go be now for the protection of the population, so the population will be priority. You need to be very cordial with our population, and the population need to cooperate when they stop them. It be wrong, me soldier open fire for moto without any reasonable suspicion, say that moto it carry arms as well, or Cameroon military for inside, or person where they suspect and say na a Cameroon military. If motor then be stopped, the passenger they then be checked for security reasons. If they ask money, say me then support them. When there's something where the talk say it not be good for set up roadblocks, primarily just for begin collect money, since we don't authorize the liberation tax. It means say even people the way they carry on transportation, they need for the pay a certain amount of money for the area the way they dominate the area where they operate. This forces the way they dominate the area where they operate will be reasonable, just like tax ticket. But for stop motor them for road for collect money, it could be the same like La Republic, their soldier them when are the thing what they fight for. So me soldier they no begin stop motor for road for collect money. The information what they get and I say the vast majority of Ambazonian fighter them they need to stop motor for road for collect money. Sometimes people they give them money out of free will as civilians where they no be give way for support and they don't see them. They won't be happy for support them. But would want for talk for bring this issue up. Me all commanders and generals them then to look for make sure say their soldier them their practice concerning road control it be in line with respect for the right of our people them and putting our people first. Putting the people first is putting the security of the soldiers first. The other case, now the case we happen for inside Akum, and this one na a pa we wanna go see for the picture. The pa na person we don't work for bank, and in a well decorated person, that means a person we done decorative for this type of labor days and several times. We done die as a result of Ambazonian freedom fighter shooting for a die place because of money also. And most often, we always encourage all Ambazonian faction the way they want to deal with self-defense or way they deal for self-defense. So you must get a political structure where it enforce a code, where you get a supervisory rule over this soldier them, for make sure say make every soldier it be accountable, it be advised, and they follow some protocol them. We feel say now one of the absence of this type of institutions them they cause this type of problems. A soldier where if he the one raise fund legitimately for the right reasons, if he get into a situation where he act in this manner. Nevertheless, make we hear the phone call, conversation with the family member them for which way it happen, and for assure our community in Akum, say we don't reach out for the forces them for that area for make sure say make the same thing not happen again. The Cameroon government they exploit them, we don't see say they don't expose a picture of this particular soldier and he named them for social media. It means his security don't be compromised as a result of this one incident. This soldier he done there for a long time. No man nobody ever know his identity or a picture, but we'll see clearly say as a result of this inappropriate use of fire and excessive use of arms against our civilians, it then result to a compromise of our soldiers. Una listen. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, Kapo.
Yeah, we don't get complaint. Are you the call from our wing now? Or not for Akum?
Yeah. Yes, not from our wing.
Okay, now what's happen?
So, the boys and when they on ground here for our wing, that means any cops with the enter for our wing, they must give them 100,000 and one bag rice before give their member. But finally, the other day, some mommy cops they come here when they can up. The cop they reach very early. The one come away when our boys and over first day for road. It takes the cop now so they reach the mommy compound now to bury him. Okay, when our boys come for road after now.
The system is on.
Hello? Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, so now I will don't reach now for road. They reach for road around that kind 9 o'clock where the cops already can stay there for that mommy compound. They prepare for burial. How they prepare for burial now? They already make the graves okay, the cops be there, pastor they already reach. After now, when our boys come to the die place, they call the mommy picking. That mommy picking talk for them say, me the forward, me the bury that mommy. How will they bury the mommy now? My boys and you can talk for that man now. Say come for here. The first night of saying come.
Wait, ma ask you something.
Finally,
before the talk, they go. You know, this struggle. Me, I've been a deputy defense chief, and I also been a spokesman for the governing council. And they can't employ me now. Say I go write some concours, enter for this thing or now some job. This organization, an organization for Ambazonians, the way they don't gather, form and say me then try to organize a better way to present our thing. And most of these soldiers them, now freedom fighter, the way they don't join for pick up weapons. How always see how this struggle that evolve for fight for defend our country. So when you talk and then you talk to one boy them, this boy them, you make them.
I say we boys them, nothing I don't talk so. I say we boys them where they on ground.
Okay. So our boys them. If I might clarify for you, move they inside one mind because for resolve any problem of address issue, you need for be very correct so that we know the spirit where it come with time. You see no.
Yeah.
Okay. So explain them.
So now how we don't come now? So that part talk for them say me they wait. We know for no 7 hours will happen. The call that one now when a supreme commander will be for the your move gun now shoot that path just 3 times.
Now
people that are winning our vex say it's not because of that one bag rice and 100,000 get for jam we get for country man. They way the bury man, not correct.
Well, I hear I think you be number 3 person way you don't talk about, you don't call me for talk about the story. But yeah, I think so you don't be more from how you contact now AC and you don't be very, very direct how you explain them. Now who pull the trigger? Now who shoot the man?
The commander way there for the.
Yes, now who shoot the man?
The one as I tell you, the commander way there for.
Yeah, the man where he shoot the no be the shooter of public now for that place no.
Yeah, the shooter of a public now for that place no. The shooter of a public for that place.
That means when I see the person where shooter no. Now who shoot him?
Yes no. Now come for you know come for.
He come name now the name where they call it for come.
I don't know name. I know you by name where they call you very well for a wing. You name now come for. I name that way they call you.
So wait to be the main thing. Wait to make an kill the man. Now wait to be the main reason.
So according to the way the problem the main problem they down and say he shoot that pan now because of still never get that 100,000. But finally, how we can meet up that part they tell us anyway. We don't know what will happen. Oh, that part don't talk so good for you. We don't really know what will happen. Again, and I will just move gun. Shoot that part for the 3 times. I'll even send the part picture for you myself.
Yeah, send them for me. So the part die on the
I'll
spot.
send the picture. The part die on the spot.
They stop the die where the die be go on or the video already buried the person.
The die. So the video already put the mommy for ground now.
Okay.
So they start being the throwaway ground. That's the way the incidents happen.
So that means say they come for die place where the see cry die. They can't ask and say USA 100,000 and chop where they usually give
for, yes, where they used to give them
freedom fighter them. They ask them, then they talk to me, then wait me, then bury the woman we don't die. They don't bury the chop, they don't bury the woman, then they ask the money now. They ask the money, after that talk now, then shoot the power, they ask the money for you, powerful compound.
Yes.
So that way they shoot the power. So when I feel say they be arguing about the money, the power be cost them.
Now about the money, but maybe some cost will come up, but I don't really know whether some cost will come out. We know how they be there for that place now.
But now the money make this problem. Now that palaver money for
now a problem for that money be the problem. A problem for that money.
Because now even number 3 man we don't pick phone he call we, and he fine because when we are the corner we will handle them in a way we will protect our civilians, we will protect our community. Me the same thing need to repeat itself again because person if he die because of die money for die, it not happen that kind of way, not correct. So around here a complaint, I'll take them, I'll talk for them, I'll present them for the general SSF we day for our wing day. The particular group will not say na grandpa for our wing.
Well, you know you very well. No, I used to follow you on SMTV very well.
They call now grandpa for our wing. Now he be the commander for those forces and for the. You know, say all these forces them they fight now for we all. All the various group they fight now for we all. But every group get a responsibility and a way them. Grandpa for our wing, he be now with IG. So he be the call itself restoration force. But how way the IG they come up make one different group. He be them come up for as I talk say he be na so IG but he nobody already talk what I did for under which group on our group. So me gonna no feel say this thing they so now it means that all Amazonian fighters then I say they do. We know say the problem where they collect money for people that will die. It don't become a normal practice, but we for ADF we don't talk say it's supposed to be a free will issue. Because it already go far. We know if you don't talk to me and stop or collect money for die. Because even when you don't cry die before this war, you will go give something for quarter head. You give something for palace, then you can't cry or die. It's been a normal practice. So if they give something for boy them, it's not supposed to be in a way they can't tax man for way they move gun. So talk for all man for compound. So we go handle them as a country. We go handle them. Talk them for us. I mean all man here. Me this practice is stop. Person no fit die because say you no pay money for bury person. When person don't die, na people they be bereaved. So all we would do now for inside a wing day, we don't hear the thing. It don't be very disturbing for we. We go handle them in a way where no other soldier it no go continue to do this type of thing. It no go be acceptable. So I beg una just calm down. Talk for all man say we don't hear the thing. We go handle them for public. We no do hide and hide them. We will also talk for the general. I'll call you. After I finish talking with this, I'll pick my phone. I will call grandpa for our wing. I will talk for you, ready here on site. I don't send any messages and when I be done first hear the story. But I will call you here on site of the story and then we'll go give you our own advice. Tell you say, you know if you do the kind of way, because if all man inside our village start begin look and the kind of way, no man no go want for accept say they fight now for them. Because that part picking and now if you ask and say this our soldier them for they fight now for them, if you say they go talk say they fight now for them, they'll say they fight now about money. So I'll wait for get the picture. Send me the pie picture and we'll go handle them. We'll not go do hide them under cupboard. Lehala Republic they hide them. We'll go handle them and we'll go make sure say me no happen. So we'll be very sorry. We'll be very sorry for you. Now we'll quarter. Now we'll quarter for inside.
Now mbeme.
Now we corner outside. If person do want go for there, you want direct the place. You tell the compound in for outside.
No, you talk say from mbeme. All my number me quarter for away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we will handle them. Now don't tell people and say we'll be very sorry. Now very sad thing, but we will do our best to make sure say miss this type of thing, you know, continue. and me then see the family, me grandpa Awing, me force and see the family, me then talk about the issue, me then solve them in a meaningful way. This is not acceptable. It's not correct. It's not.
And the time we talk and say, even saving the power, we do something which will do it. Better if we shoot it for your phone. Me, all man, say no. Me talk say this thing the power don't do, so not correct. Me give some example. That's a key.
No, they need to move gun for this type of issue. They're not supposed to even move gun for this type of issue. For die, play people, they cry, die, even a waiting. They feel always solve the problem later. Not even when public dance, she don't even check all man for that die place. Then she don't people they focus about die. You want some man they ask about palava money. Even people they dig grave, bury, and sometimes they will chop. They need to give them correct chop. They'll talk so they'll pay later. The priority now for finish people where they cry. We cry together like a community. No be so die the day for village. Even enemy them for that compound they can shoot down. Talks in a time for die, and a time for all we for cry for. When they say cry with person where they cry, happy with person where they happy. Okay, my brother, I will follow up and I keep in touch.
I will send the picture for the power 7 now. So now send the picture for you.
Okay, and in name, if I name now, wait. Hello. Hello. Okay, I'll wait. So, fellow Ambazonians, in these two cases, we see say our soldier then use excessive force, inappropriate force, and what they call on the buffaloes of Balinyonga, of Grandpa. We know say the force also then get a little bit fractioning inside. No, be say them be divided, but they then get different structure them inside the different units. Them will not be very sure and which particular unit be involved. But we still call on Grandpa Bali for take leadership, for make sure say then get the conversation on how for handle these type of things and for make sure say the soldier will use that force, make it be sanctioned, and would want to assure our population for inside Bali say this is not acceptable, and we will follow up to make sure that this is not done again and it never happens again with our population for Akum. Now the same thing would talk. We don't already reach out for Grandpa for a wing. He never yet reply for give his own side of the story, but he don't get our messages. We will continue for follow up and we advise all the various IG groups, make them know say then get collective responsibility as them dan talk say now them be a IG. The forces the way they align with them, where they for ground zero, then talk say them be a IG A or B. We know say they no get command and control. But the fact that they also talk saying that their forces them, even though they not be in contact or constant communication for follow up the action, it be almost like a blanket, a blank check with the rangian for soldier them for carry out activity with impunity. And each time we then do activity, the way it be against the population, the IG way they claim saying that their forces they disappear. If the soldier themselves then die, the IG they disappear, they abandon them to themselves. And so sometimes forces the way they want to begin to do their own rough work or they want to begin to do things them for their own way. They go do claim say them be IG forces them, even though IG not get command and control over them. So not even give responsibility for the IG. Most of these forces are controlled by their handlers who are in the diaspora. So the diaspora leadership or representative of Balinyonga, of the buffaloes of Balinyonga, they should make sure they put in place a code of conduct on specific issues. To run a force is not just to come and share the videos that they have from them and raise funds. It is big responsibility to handle their conduct and to give instruction as to the type of conduct on what to expect. Something like road checks and cry die or barriers, there must be policy. Because these are interaction with the civilian population, there must be policy, well-defined policy by those who are over these forces, who these forces look up to for instructions. And the one in a wing is the same thing as well. So we will continue to encourage our people to know that these type of incidents are internal matter, internal Ambazonian matter. There is no family without problems. When problems happen, we must look and solve it. We must not pretend. because if your pikin they cry, you should don't quiet. You hear they go answer, they go dey talk now for inside neighbor house. You know go know the kind of trouble they go dey give for them for day. So we want for handle them publicly as well as privately, and for reassure our people, say things like this will not go to hide them. When you hide them, you know go be soft, it will only grow and grow. And so we do so in good faith. And we continue to encourage our soldiers to stay and adopt the ADF code of conduct, where it done really address a lot of issues then way they encounter them on the ground. It will give them guidelines and to collaborate with our forces on the ground, our Supreme Commander General Efang as well. The power for all picking them, the person we could advise them on this type of issue directly with the leadership on the ground. God bless you all. Capo Daniel signing off.